The movies did dirty to Dobby primarily because they drastically reduced his importance and presence compared to the books. In the films, Dobby only appears in Chamber of Secrets and then is largely forgotten until Deathly Hallows, where his death is exploited for emotional impact. However, in the books, Dobby plays significant roles in Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, and Half-Blood Prince. He is a loyal ally to Harry, aiding him in various ways and symbolizing kindness and loyalty throughout the series. Moreover, the movies fail to capture the essence of Dobby's character, ignoring his development and the emotional investment readers have in him. They reduce him to a minor, almost forgettable character until his tragic demise, robbing the audience of the full impact of his death. The movies miss out on key details such as Dobby's freedom and his unique wardrobe, which are significant elements of his character arc in the books. In this video, I want to talk more about the house elf motivations and especially about all the implications that his actions had on the Second War. This is a way for me to give him more justice in our world, since his book character was pretty much butchered by Bellatrix as much as the movies. Dobby likely knew about Harry Potter not only because Draco constantly complained about him over the summer, as Lucius mentioned in Chamber of Secrets, but also because Harry's fame as the boy who lived made him a household name even among magical creatures like house elves. It's plausible that Dobby, being part of the household staff at Malfoy Manor, would have overheard discussions about Harry's exploits and fame long before Draco started yapping about him. So while Draco's incessant complaints may have contributed to Dobby's awareness of Harry, it's probable that Dobby knew about him even before Draco's summer tirades began. Dobby's appearance at number 4 Privet Drive symbolized his earnest desire to prevent harm befalling the one person he deemed worthy of protection. Dobby's actions challenged the conventional expectations of a house elf's loyalty. Despite being bound by the strictures of servitude, Dobby displayed exceptional independence and bravery. His willingness to defy his masters stems from a rare ability to transcend the indoctrination ingrained in house elves over generations. How did he find where Harry lives? The answer lays in his race aptitudes. Being a house elf, he operates with a different magical framework compared to wizards. Elf magic, as seen in the series, isn't subject to the same constraints as wizard magic. For instance, elves like Dobby and Creature could apparate within Hogwarts, an act which would be impossible for wizards due to the stringent anti-apparition charms. Moreover, Dobby wasn't acting on behalf of Voldemort or his followers when he sought out Harry's location in Chamber of Secrets. The protective enchantments surrounding Harry were specifically designed to shield him from Voldemort and his minions. This doesn't necessarily extend to all magical beings or creatures like house elves. In the broader context, it's worth noting that the magical protections around Harry weren't absolute in terms of secrecy. While Dumbledore's ancient magic kept him safe from Voldemort and his direct agents, it didn't prevent others from knowing where he lived. The Dursleys had regular visitors, including members of the Order of the Phoenix and the Weasley family, who were aware of Harry's location at Privet Drive and even asked the Ministry of Magic to connect their house to the Flu network. This brings the question, however, about the departure plan of Privet Drive in Deathly Hallows. As often, using Dobby or any house elves to transfer Harry Potter would have saved lives. Initially, Dobby's objective is to prevent Harry from returning to Hogwarts, fearing the dangers associated with the Chamber of Secrets. He tries to achieve this by making Harry believe that his friends have forgotten him, confiscating their letters and observing Harry's reaction. However, when Harry questions how Dobby knows about the letters, Dobby inadvertently reveals his involvement. As the conversation progresses, it becomes evident that Dobby's primary concern is to warn Harry about Lucius Malfoy's scheme to open the Chamber of Secrets. Dobby, despite being unable to directly disclose the danger due to his magical constraints, resorts to various plans, including trying to dissuade Harry, attempting to get him expelled, and even causing harm to keep him away from Hogwarts. This brings us to his tentative to block the access to the platform 9 3/4. Imagine if Ron and Harry, in a moment of rationality and patience, decide to wait for Mr. and Mrs. Weasley to return to the car in the Chamber of Secrets. This choice would have potentially averted a cascade of events. Instead of impulsively venturing into the unknown, they could have proved proven that the platform was magically sealed, unless of course Dobby unsealed it. With the Weasleys' help, they might have found a way to Hogwarts, or at least notified the school about their tardiness, preventing the trouble that ensued. However, the narrative needed a twist to introduce the Whomping Willow, so their decision to wait would have altered the story significantly. This shows the importance of Hermione's rationality in balancing out Harry's impulsiveness and Ron's adventurous spirit. Ron, in his panic, might have doubted his parents' ability to return through the magical barrier, pushing them to take matters into their own hands. It is important to remember they were 12 at this time. Overall, waiting for the Weasleys could have altered the course of events in significant ways, potentially leading to a worse resolution of the Chamber of Secrets mystery and its associated dangers. The Deus Ex Ford Anglia, swooping in to rescue Harry and Ron from the clutches of Aragog's acromantula offspring in the Forbidden Forest, was a crucial moment. Without the flying car detour, Ron's wand wouldn't have backfired during the dueling club incident with Lockhart. This means they might not have been hit by the memory charm, and Ginny might not have been rescued from the Chamber of Secrets. She might have remained trapped in the Chamber of Secrets, facing the full wrath of Tom Riddle's manipulation. If Ginny had remained missing and the chamber remained unresolved, the safety of the students and the reputation of the school would have been severely compromised. Parents may withdraw their children from Hogwarts, leading to a decline in enrollment and a loss of prestige for the school. Tom Riddle's ultimate goal through the Chamber of Secrets was to purge Hogwarts of Muggle-born students and restore Salazar Slytherin's legacy. If he had succeeded in fully manifesting as Voldemort through the diary's power, he might have been able to regain a physical form and resume his quest for domination and pure-blood supremacy. So in a way, Dobby helped in the destruction of the journal, but not in the way he intended, which was to preserve Harry Potter to go to Hogwarts. In the book version of the events, Harry played a crucial role in freeing Dobby by placing Tom Riddle's diary inside his own sock. Lucius Malfoy, disgusted by the slimy sock, ripped it off the book and absent-mindedly threw it away. Inadvertently, he tossed the sock in Dobby's direction, and Dobby caught it. This action, although unintentional on Lucius Malfoy's part, was interpreted by Dobby as a symbolic gesture of presenting him with clothes. In the magical context of House Elf liberation, this act fulfilled the conditions necessary for Dobby to be freed. The unique and specific circumstances surrounding the sock, combined with Dobby's eagerness for freedom, played a pivotal role in his liberation. One key aspect of Dobby's liberation is the discrepancy between intent and action. While Lucius Malfoy did not intend to free Dobby by throwing the sock, the magical laws governing House Elf freedom are not solely dependent on the Master's intent. Instead, it's the action of presenting the clothing that matters, regardless of the Master's intentions. House Elves are considered beyond expensive. They are often treated as family heirlooms due to their powerful magic, which doesn't rely on wands. In many ways, they are perceived as more potent than wizards, capable of feats wizards cannot achieve. For instance, they possess the ability to apparate even within Hogwarts, a place with strict magical restrictions. Their services extend far beyond cooking, possibly encompassing unseen tasks like cleaning entire grounds. Despite their potential in duels, they are not invincible, as evidenced by Dobby's defense of Harry Potter against Lucius Malfoy in his manor. The societal oversight regarding their freedoms may suggest that their true power lies in their untapped potential, and it is easily demonstrated. House Elves, such as Kreacher, Dobby, and others, played crucial roles in combating Voldemort and his forces throughout the Harry Potter series. Kreacher's ability to apparate in the Sea Cave provided a vital advantage in retrieving one of Voldemort's Horcruxes. Additionally, Dobby's warning to Harry in Chamber of Secrets and the assistance of Hogwarts elves in divulging information about the Room of Requirement underscored their significance in the fight against Voldemort. Moreover, in Malfoy Manor, where formidable defenses were in place, it was a house elf who rescued Harry when no wizard could. Dobby's heroism and sacrifice highlight the underestimated power and loyalty of house elves. Notably, the discovery of the Hufflepuff Cup Horcrux from a house elf's memory further emphasizes their contribution to the defeat of Voldemort. These instances illustrate that house elves should not be underestimated. They possess abilities and loyalty that proved invaluable in thwarting Voldemort's plans. Their role underscores themes of love, loyalty, and sacrifice, which Voldemort, in his arrogance and ignorance, could never comprehend, ultimately leading to his downfall. The next times Dobby impact the plot is not in the following book, but in Goblet of Fire. Harry Harry, Hermione, and even other students had been scouring through numerous books in search of a solution to the second task of the Triwizard Tournament. Despite their efforts, they seemed to have missed two crucial pieces of information. Firstly, there was a raw magical ingredient, gillyweed, capable of allowing a person to breathe underwater. This substance served as a straightforward solution to the challenge they were facing. However, despite their extensive research, they somehow overlooked this simple yet effective option. Secondly, there was a spell known as the Bubblehead Charm that could create an air bubble around the caster's head, enabling them to breathe underwater. Cedric Diggory was aware of this spell and successfully utilized it during the task. We need to remember how hard it was to find information without the convenience of tools like Google. Hogwarts Library, despite its vastness, required students to manually sift through books without the aid of modern search functions. While Hermione is known for her thorough research, even consulting Madame Pince, the librarian, their efforts seem to have missed the mark. Perhaps the influence of Barty Crouch Jr., disguised as Professor Moody, could have inadvertently complicated their search. While he provided Neville with a book on gillyweed, it's plausible that the book was unique or hidden, making it difficult for Harry and his friends to locate independently. Dobby played a crucial role in helping Harry with the gillyweed during the second task of the Triwizard Tournament. Despite Harry's procrastination and last-minute rush, Dobby's timely reminder about the task's imminent start forced Harry to confront the reality of his situation. Harry's treatment of Dobby throughout the series is complex. Initially, Harry doesn't visit Dobby at Hogwarts, and their interactions are limited. However, in Goblet of Fire, after Dobby helps Harry with the second task, Harry buys him a thoughtful thank you gift. While it's not explicitly stated, it's possible Harry gave Dobby Christmas presents in subsequent years. Despite their limited interactions, Harry's discomfort with Dobby's hero worship and the trouble Dobby inadvertently causes him contribute to their distant relationship. Ultimately, Harry's genuine grief at Dobby's funeral demonstrates his underlying care and appreciation for the house elf's sacrifices and friendship. When the protagonists visit the kitchen of Hogwarts, Hermione is touched with the situation of Dobby colleagues. Hermione's campaign with SPW, the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare, demonstrates her compassionate nature, but also highlights her flawed approach. While Hermione aims to liberate house elves from what she perceives as slavery, she overlooks the complexity of their situation and disregards their own agency and desires. House elves like Dobby and Creature showcase the intricate dynamics within the magical world. While some elves may indeed desire freedom, others find fulfillment in serving wizarding families. Hermione's oversight lies in assuming that all house elves crave liberation without understanding their individual perspectives. Moreover, the issue extends beyond mere liberation. House elves have been conditioned over generations to find purpose and identity in servitude, complicating any straightforward solution. Hermione's attempts to impose her values onto house elves without consulting them reflect a form of cultural imperialism. Her actions parallel real-world humanitarian campaigns where outsiders presume to know what's best for marginalized groups without truly understanding their needs. Spew, while well-intentioned, lacks the nuance and empathy necessary to effect meaningful change. The goal of Spew in the Harry Potter series seems to parallel real-world struggles for freedom and equality. Hermione Granger's advocacy for house elves reflects a desire to challenge the entrenched systems of oppression within the wizarding world, much like historical movements against slavery. The quote attributed to Harriet Tubman, "I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves," underscores the theme of awareness and liberation from bondage. Through Hermione's efforts, J.K. Rowling deepens the complexity of the magical universe by highlighting societal flaws and the need for change. Hermione's commitment to Spew suggests a long-term struggle for justice, mirroring real-life activism and social progress. While the portrayal of house elf rights may have faced criticisms for its handling, it nonetheless serves as a vehicle for addressing issues of power, privilege, and freedom within the narrative. The evolution of characters like Dobby and Creature, who transition from servitude to self-determination, highlights the transformative power of empathy and solidarity. Their stories underscore the potential for positive change within the wizarding world and offer hope for a future where all beings are treated with dignity and respect. Winky's struggles, including her depression and excessive drinking, led Dobby, being a good friend, to sneak her into the Room of Requirement for various purposes. He is the one to share that room's secret with Harry in the book, not Neville. In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Dobby and Kreacher were tasked with monitoring Draco Malfoy's activities and providing regular updates to Harry. However, they only managed to update him once, which left wondering why Dobby failed in his task, especially considering his competence in other matters. One explanation could be Dobby's role in helping Harry understand Draco's visits to the Room of Requirement. Since Dobby couldn't enter the room without knowing Draco's intentions, his understanding of Draco's movements became crucial. Additionally, Dobby's loyalty to Harry conflicted with Kreacher's loyalty to the Black family, as Kreacher would have preferred to serve other members of the Black family like Lucius and Narcissa Malfoy over Harry. This family allegiance may have influenced their actions and priorities. Moreover, Dobby might have interpreted his primary task differently from what Harry explicitly stated. While Harry asked for updates on Draco, Dobby might have understood his main duty as keeping an eye on Kreacher. Thus, Dobby's delay in reporting could have been influenced by his understanding of his responsibilities and loyalty dynamics within the House Elf community. In the events that unfolded at Malfoy Manor, Dobby discovered that Aberforth Dumbledore possessed the other half of the mirror that Sirius Black had given Harry in Order of the Phoenix. Mundungus Fletcher had illicitly acquired it and then sold it to Aberforth, likely after pilfering it from Grimmauld Place. Utilizing the mirror, Aberforth observed that Harry was in imminent danger. In response, he reached out to Dobby, who remained in service at Hogwarts, and instructed him to rescue Harry and his companions. As snatchers surround the tent and capture the trio, the situation looks dire. They are taken to Malfoy Manor, where Voldemort is expected. The tension escalates as Bellatrix Lestrange prepares to torture Hermione. However, hope arrives unexpectedly when Dobby appears, apparating into the cellar. He selflessly helps Harry and his friends by disapparating them to safety at Shell Cottage. In the chaos, Dobby tragically loses his life, stabbed by Bellatrix's silver knife while ensuring Harry's escape. His last words, "Harry Potter," resonate deeply, marking a somber moment in the chapter. Dobby's death was incredibly heartbreaking, especially because of his innocence and loyalty. It hit harder than many other deaths in the series, including Dumbledore's and Sirius's. The fact that Dobby was so pure-hearted and selfless, combined with the unnecessary nature of his death, made it even more painful. It's understandable to feel devastated over Dobby's passing, especially considering how much he meant to Harry and the readers. His death symbolized the harsh realities of war and the sacrifices made by even the most unlikely heroes. Ultimately, both Dobby and Fred's deaths serve as reminders of the brutal toll of the Wizarding War, and they remain poignant and impactful moments in the Harry Potter series. The grave of Dobby, marked with "Here lies Dobby, a free elf," may serve as a grim warning to other house elves who aspire to be free. It's ironic because Dobby, known for his freedom, now lies in a grave, bearing a message that could be misinterpreted as a cautionary tale. The inscription could imply to other elves that freedom comes at a cost, or that those who seek it may meet a similar fate as Dobby. In the distant future, long after the echoes of our present have faded into history, archaeologists may stumble upon a curious sight nestled within the shifting sands of time, the supposed grave of a figure named Dobby. Amongst the rugged dunes, where the wind and sea dance in perpetual motion, lies a collection of stones, carefully arranged as though to mark the final resting place of some revered individual. Yet Dobby was no ancient ruler, no monarch of olden times. Instead, he was a character from a tale woven in ink and imagination, a figure born from the pages of a beloved saga known as Harry Potter. His grave, if one could call it that, is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling, where fiction intertwines with reality in unexpected ways. The beach, where Dobby's supposed final moments were portrayed, remains a site of pilgrimage for fans of the Wizarding world. They come, not seeking relics of bygone eras, but rather to pay homage to a character who, though though fictional, touched the hearts of many. Rocks, like silent sentinels, stand as tokens of remembrance, each one placed with reverence and care by those who still hold Dobby dear. Yet, amidst the reverence lies a cautionary tale. The socks left behind, once intended as tributes to Dobby's liberation, now serve as reminders of unintended consequences. For even in our gestures of homage, we must tread lightly upon the earth, mindful of the impact we leave behind. I hope you liked this analysis about the achievements of Dobby. If you do, consider subscribing to the channel as it helps it develop more. Thank you for the watch. See you soon.